All right. Good evening. It's a three-man weave here. You all know what time it is. It's that time that you get excited for every single week. Welcome in. It is SEC After Dark. Like I said, there is no Jeb Beecham tonight, so it is a three-man weave between myself, Corey Burton, Jake Thomas, and Stephen Willis. Jake Thomas of Tide Talk Live. Stephen Willis locked on Ole Miss. Back here to bring you some magic here on SEC After Dark. You can find me at Locked On Vandy and Bleav In Georgia Dawgs as well. Got back.
Crazy to think that's opposite ends of the spectrum, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I do. I book in the SEC and I let everybody else deal with the middle. So
Corey's running that no middle defense.
Yeah, I'm the extreme man. I'm extreme. I go from the worst. I go from the best to the worst. Sometimes in one night. It's kind of hard to flip your mind around, to be honest with you. I did. It was funny. Like I did a show about Mark Byington being. Well, actually, no. I did a Georgia show on Monday night. I did it live for it to go live on Tuesday, and so one of my best shows of the last 6 weeks was the show that actually 4 hours into it being published was not factually correct.
Oh,
it got almost 400 views.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah.
It was not factually correct because Vandy actually made a hire. Because I was talking, it was some speculation stuff on a couple of candidates that I thought some of the insiders had beat on, and one of the guys just chose to go out west to Washington. But thought I had a beat on that. Had a really good show. And then all of a sudden, 4 hours into it, I'm getting ready to do some social media posts, and I look up and I'm like, well, dang, made a hire.
All right,
but we are presented by DeadSoxy. And apparently Copenhagen. We're presented by DeadSoxy. If you want to support Ole Miss NIL, go to DeadSoxy.com. Buy you some socks. You can get some that look just as awesome as that. You can get the Quinshon Judkins pair. They're probably on clearance.
Yeah, seriously. If you're a Buckeyes fan, you can get them.
Yeah, you could reminisce about get some throwbacks. So 25% discount and free shipping if you sign up for the membership. It's a good deal, so make sure you do that as well. And we're not picking any lines tonight, but if we do, betonline.ag is the number one source for all your sports wagering needs. If you want to bet it, they have it there at betonline.ag. They even have an online casino if you're into that. So what you need to do now is go to betonline.ag and enter the promo code Bleav, that's BLEAV, to get a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline.ag, it's where the game starts.
We're off to a rolling start here.
Weagle, baby. Auburn coming in hot. All right, man. There you go.
That's pretty cool right there. They want to walk to Nolan sign football.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
That's cool.
That's pretty awesome, Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan, if you really want to consider yourself lucky and fortunate, you can get. I'll sign a football for you too. I don't know what that would be worth, but
it'll just have an X on it, Corey.
I'll sign it.
And before we get rolling into the show, I was just going to say, as of right now, my plans are to be at the Alabama A-Day game. So the next episode, when that is, I'll probably have some insight on the team this year.
Ooh.
So that Tide Talk. Are you going to do a Tide Talk Live Instagram while you're sitting in the stands?
I don't know. I'll see what I can do. I'm trying to see if Stacey wants to go too, but as of right now, me and Cassidy are going to go.
Is the A-Day game is that shirt optional there?
I don't know. I'm keeping mine on though.
You get a tan, dude. You gotta work on your tans first. Probably the first nice day in a while, man. It's been
nobody wants to see this gut in public.
No, you gotta let it fly,
first night's day in a while. Down here, I have 6 of those a week.
Right. Yeah.
Up here in Nashville, Mother Nature can't make up her mind. It's winter in the morning, spring in the late morning, summer in the mid afternoon, and then fall and then back to winter. It's we get all 4 seasons in one day. It's I get frost on my car when I went outside today.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what the hell?
Well, what Florida is, if anybody's been down here, in early morning it's spring, in the day it's summer, and at nighttime it's fall. Every day.
Yep.
Yeah, I can attest to that. It's nice. And when you get sunburned during the summer part of the day, and then you walk into the fall part of the night, it gets really chilly. By the way.
You're going in and out, Corey.
Yeah, Corey.
Am I okay? Crap.
Yeah. You need to close some apps, bud.
Don't turn into Jeb now, Corey.
Yeah. You
Good Lord. Hold on.
Yeah.
All right, closing some apps here. Hold on.
All right, I'll do this real quick. It's time to get locked on pickles, everybody. Stewart's Cajun Pickles, that is. They offer a variety of Cajun spice products like pickles, green beans, okra, even carrots, and asparagus. This is a family-owned company, homemade on the Gulf Coast of Mississippi. Stewart's Cajun Dill Pickles have been pleasing pickle lovers for over 20 years now, and they've become the South's favorite pickle. This is a small business, and they try to keep the produce fresh and local from the start, and they keep that final pickle product extra crisp and crunchy. Try these pickles, okra, or beans today. You will not be disappointed. Stewart's Cajun Dill Pickles, the South's favorite pickle.
Make sure you refrigerate.
Yes,
Yep.
Corey.
Make sure, please refrigerate. Yeah, that'd be good. Is my microphone coming in any better?
Yep.
We good?
Yeah.
Microsoft is deciding to do an auto update right now.
Oh gosh.
You know how that goes, right? It's fun. Always fun.
I don't have Windows 95.
It's Windows ME, Steve. Okay. I upgraded. That's what I'm upgrading to. Okay. Happy. I found Lycos. Okay. Jeez.
Corey got a question for you in the chat.
Oh, Corey. When are y'all starting spring practice? It's already started. Both the teams I cover have already started. Georgia is like a couple weeks in, like 2-3 weeks in. They're getting ready. G Day is in a couple weeks.
Yep. April 13th, same time Alabama's is. The same day.
Same day. We're on ESPN, I think. I Bleav.
The Ocho?
The Ocho. Vandy's not having a spring game. They're doing a couple scrimmages because, like, the stadium it's a nightmare to get to the stadium, and they want to kind of mitigate that. It's a lot to do for a small event. So there you go.
That's all Vandy fans have is the small events at their football games.
Well, they don't. Well, they rely on the other team to fill up the stadium. So you know how
that visiting side of the Vandy Stadium, whenever like Ole Miss and Georgia is there, it's just like bright red the whole stadium.
The visiting side? How about the whole bowl?
Yeah.
But the entire bowl. When seriously, when Georgia comes to Vandy, it like some teams get like half the stadium, some teams like that, like 5 sections are full of their. With Georgia, the whole dang thing is like red.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody goes to the Georgia game if you're a Vandy fan
because they know they ain't got a shot.
You know what's going to happen,
except
for in 2013 when they lost.
Oh, that's been centuries ago.
I know. It feels like so long ago.
2013 was James Franklin, and that man earns all the money that he gets at Penn State because he won 9 games back-to-back years at Vandy.
Yeah.
I mean, that is right next to turning water into wine, walking on water, all of that stuff.
Yes.
James Franklin did that, and he dropped the mic and left.
Yeah.
And then went to Penn State and was like, ha ha. That's what he did.
Yeah, his number 1 defense in the country got absolutely steamrolled.
Yeah, big time.
Well done. Well done.
You know, let's go ahead and get started. Yesterday, well, not yet. Yeah, yesterday, Lane Kiffin had a press conference. He met the press because Ole Miss is in spring practice. And one of the questions that came up, they asked him about helmet technology for the offense and speaking to the quarterback. And Lane Kiffin talked about how defensive coordinators, they think they're all cute and everything, and they want this to happen. But Lane Kiffin described this as a cheat code for the offense, Madden style. And I think that should scare the hell out of everybody if he's doing that. This is a guy that's known for whistling at people when he knows the big play is going to happen and throwing his hands up in the air like that. Can you imagine now that every play up until the time they snap, Lane Kiffin's going to say, hey, throw it to 3, throw it to number 9. Whoever in the progression that he wants to hit, he could just tell the quarterback because they're going to be able to recognize the coverage. You're not going to be able to disguise it, and he's just going to be able to pick you apart.
Yeah, even if they cut it off, man, even if they cut it off at a certain time like the NFL does, he's still like the way he does tempo, like they're still going to be set, and he's still going to have an idea. He's going to be like, all right, no, hold on.
Even if they stop it at 15 seconds,
It's going to be like, hey, 3's open. Make sure you hit him, and he's going to be on the post. And here we go. Let's go. Razor, Bear Claw, Steve, Sally, Jet, Devry on the post. Alert to Zebra, Tiger, Bear.
Now, how long
that is not your playbook?
Right. Good Lord. Good Lord.
It's not.
It'll take 25 seconds to get the call in.
Yeah. No, I mean, y'all ever see those videos with the NFL calls? It's hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Like the NFL calls are like,
what's the John Gruden play that he loves?
Spider 2 wide banana. That's like the shortest one he calls.
Yeah. Yeah, all the West Coast offense stuff is like a paragraph.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like getting that in your headset? There's 75,000 people screaming at you, and you're like, okay, shift to west right tight, zipper, F look, Z post, Y looky.
Oh, okay, Corey. Okay, we got to do this real quick.
Okay.
Your favorite play. Give us your terminology and your verbiage. Call your favorite play.
Call my favorite play. Okay, here we go. Let's go. Let's go. Trips right, Seattle Cobb. Trips right, Seattle Cobb.
Okay.
That is trips right with a wing. Seattle sprint out. Actually, Seattle sprint out, and then Cobb is our comeback concept.
Okay.
So we're sprinting out to and we're always sprinting to the strength. Seattle means we're sprinting to the strength.
Oh, so that's your code word for strong?
No, the formation gives me the strength. That's my code word for sprint protection.
Okay.
That's the protection.
All right. Pretty fired up. Casty, happy Easter. Hope everything's going well for the mother.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Yeah, mama. First Easter as a mama.
And baby. All good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
And
growing. Tired.
We got Papa Thomas here. Are you delirious yet?
No, I have been since we brought her home.
You have been or have not been?
Yeah, I have been.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. just never stopping, right?
I just get sleep when I can, driving to work, I get some sleep. No, I'm just kidding. I don't sleep going to work, but
I sleep on the interstate. I wake up because I run into the little parking thing.
Oh gosh, hang on.
No, there's been times where I'm like driving and I'm like awake, but I'm asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
That feels safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how I made it. I'm not sure how I'm still sitting here, to be honest with you, in those moments. Like one time I woke up and I was going like, one time I kind of snapped to and I was going 110 miles an hour. I was like, ooh, better slow down.
Good gosh.
God, Corey.
Yeah, y'all are doing that. Like me and Jeb this Friday, we're doing a little blow off steam episode.
Jeb did an episode?
No. We're going to Tampa.
There you go.
And just so everybody knows, Tampa is the capital of daddy issues east of the Mississippi.
Steve's about to do it. It's research, right?
Huh. No, it's not research. No, I'm not researching anything. I'm being a good brother-in-law.
Jeb's going to do research, though.
Jeb's going to be researching his ass off.
Yes, he's going to be the best damn researcher ever.
Bobby, go to thepicklestore.com, thepickeledstore.com, and you can search them there. Mm-hmm. They are really, really good. Just refrigerate them after you open them. Don't be like Corey.
Yeah, don't be like me. Be like the dude in your avatar there. The legendary Bobby Cox.
Look how he spelled his last name, though.
He did spell his last name like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He went there.
I like that.
We're
gonna do some MLB after dark here in a little bit, but we're not gonna do it the first half hour of it.
No.
So helmet tech is an offensive cheat code, dude. I mean, I absolutely love this dude. Like, I really do. Getting back on the, sorry to get off on the tangent of like covering the mouth and like, but yeah, it's absolutely necessary. Especially for the team, especially for the teams that can afford it. Like, I think when you play your FCS game, I don't know how you do that, because like I don't know that Austin Peay can afford helmet technology unless somebody's going to provide that for them. But
they're getting a paycheck anyway. I don't care if they can use it or not. And in fact, if they only used it for the one game, they're probably not going to get the benefit of it anyway. They're getting their paycheck. It's called a rent-a-win for a reason.
Yeah.
So it's not a situation where if you use helmet technology, you should be allowed to use it the whole time. If you can't afford to and you don't use it and you come there to where you don't have it, the other team's not going to get punished. They at least they should.
Yeah.
I don't think FBS schools should be playing FCS opponents during the regular season anyway. I think that should be a spring game.
I would like to see that. Yeah, that would be cool. Mm-hmm. That would be a good fundraiser there. But so it's going to be, it's long overdue. I think you get rid of some of this sign stealing garbage, even though sign stealing during the game, let me preface by saying during the game, is gamesmanship. Breaking your budget and sending somebody to different venues is
cheating.
Cheating, period.
That's straight cheating. There's no way to get around that. That's
straight up cheating, right? If you do it during the game, it's part of the game.
Right. That just means they have weak signals.
Yeah, it just means something better.
Yeah. How long are they going to get? Is it 10 seconds before the play clock ends when it's
I think it's 15 seconds.
15. Okay.
Before. The NFL, it's 15. It cuts off at 15.
Because, I mean, most teams nowadays run like the hurry up. They get set to the line before the ball even gets there, so they got plenty of time to get there.
Ole Miss, the average is snapping the ball at about 21 seconds.
Right.
Which means if you just slow it down to 18, Lane Kiffin gets to look over everything. The headset is going with people in the press box looking at the coverages going on. And if they see a look that they want to look, instead of 10% plays or Lane Kiffin shot plays, might be 15 or 20%.
Right.
I mean, this is a serious advantage for Lane Kiffin. But I also think the defense is going to help them, because you always hear like Nick Saban and Kirby Smart. The most important thing when playing a tempo team is to get lined up and get your boots in the dirt. You hear that all the time, get your boots in the dirt. This is going to help them at least do that, but you're still not going to be able to get overly complex with your calls.
Yeah.
Yeah. You never will against tempo. That's like that's like the number one reason why people do that. Because if you're even the advantage teams do it, and it gives them a major advantage, but like, that's why a lot of these disadvantaged teams do that kind of thing. Like if you're in a talent deficiency versus a defense versus a certain defense, like, hell, it's perfect because you can just wear them out.
Yeah.
So
pretty fired up. Oh, did y'all hear what Princely Mommy Ellen said?
He said that basically Florida was just like, yeah, we're not going to coach you. Just go do your thing.
Yeah. And he talked about how, because Lou Spano, by the way, a lot of
middle school stuff.
Lou Spano is at Ole Miss, who was a former UConn coach, former UCLA defensive coordinator. He's like the lead analyst, but Pete Golding's there also, and other players as well. And they said Princely Mommy Ellen, he's getting coached hard for the first time in his career. And he said at Florida, they just tell him to drop into that zone and figure it out.
That's wild.
Or use your athletic gifts, but it wasn't really coaching technique or things like that.
Yeah, it was kind of like they were just making sure that they pumped him up and just said, go do your thing.
Yeah. And Pete Golding is from at this point, you can say the Nick Saban school, to where at Alabama, they made a living coaching the better players the hardest. And
the better players want to be coached like that.
Yeah.
Like those elite guys want that. And when they don't get it, they're like, well, what the hell? Like, that's probably why Caleb Downs is leaving Ohio State, because they're a bunch of, frauds over there. And then
staff.
Is that true? I mean, is he in the transfer portal? Is that?
I don't think.
Is it true? Is it true? Is it true?
No, I mean, I haven't.
Bro.
I saw those rumors and all that, but I don't think he's going to come back to Alabama.
There's rumors at Ole Miss about Tyler Barron for this spring. Yeah,
it's gonna be crazy. I don't think the portal is open, so I don't think he can get in the portal yet.
Right.
Not until April 15th.
Yeah, and so like Proctor, like I'm sure he went to Iowa and was like, "What the hell is this?" And it's like, "Nope, I'm coming back."
That was such a weird thing with Proctor, though.
By the way, Michael, on this one right there, I don't think you have to worry about Kiffin to Florida.
No.
The thing that I've heard is the board of trustees are not Lane Kiffin fans. And those are the people that are going to have to sign off on anybody that is recruited to be a coach. So I don't think you have to worry about that. Miami, I would worry about Miami if that ever comes open.
It might this year. I don't know. It depends on what Cristobal does.
Cristobal is such a mid coach.
Yeah.
He's like the definition of mid.
Yeah. Like what? Like just he doesn't excel at anything.
No,
he's just decent.
Not even clock management.
Oh my
God, he's
gosh.
terrible at that. That brings his average down.
Yeah.
Kneel on the ball.
Yeah.
Good
Just
God,
kneel.
man.
Just kneel on it. Just take a snap and just fall down.
That decision got Georgia Tech a bowl game.
Yeah.
It did.
He must have went to the school of Les Miles clock management,
Oh man, Les Miles clock management was beautiful. Yeah, it was beautiful. Oh my gosh.
How many games did they lose because of his clock management?
At least 4.
Yeah.
Brutal.
But the question what we were talking about Princely and Monmielen, is you think that is the reason that Florida's in the bad position they are? They're just cut corners.
Cut corners. Obviously they don't know what, like, they don't have an identity, and it just seems like what's his name? Go ahead and say it. Princely Uman Mielen. Princely Uman Mielen. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Based on his comments, it just sounds like they're just trying to figure out what they want to do, and they're just like, okay, you're a super athlete. Just go there. It feels like they had no plan. It feels like they're scrambling. It just feels like they just don't know what to do with the talent. Like they're in there. It just sounds like they're in over their heads.
Yeah. And you'll never have a talent problem at the University of Florida. That's the crazy thing.
Right.
Because you can just go on I-4 between Orlando and Tampa and have a recruiting class that would be in the top 15 in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely. Mm-hmm. Especially from Lakeland.
Oh yeah. The Lakeland Dreadnoughts, there's 2 5-stars on the field at all time.
Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah.
And you don't know what to do with that talent. Dude, hire me. I'm like way cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could hire me to be the head coach for like $1 million. And I'll go down and outduel that. I mean,
wasn't that Austin Armstrong's like first year as defense coordinator? I think he might have been a little bit over his head, especially at Florida.
Well, he absolutely was in over his head because they got what's his face from Auburn to come down to be the associate head coach of the defense or whatever they're calling it.
Yeah,
the game changer coach. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, he's spending all this time. It's like this is Jeff Collins all over again.
Mm-hmm.
This is Jeff Collins at Georgia Tech all over again. He's worried about like goofy ass titles and all that. Well, we lost that a long time ago. He's worried about like goofy ass titles and like stupid things, and then all of a sudden, oh, we have a team to coach. Oh crap! Yeah, we have a team to coach. It's Jeff Collins.
I'll be right back, guys. I got my dog's got something in her mouth.
Okay. Yeah. Cassie that's what I like. She can just type it in and figure out what's going on. We got it. Take it some time. We got you.
Do your thing. All right, 2. And then there were 2. So I just don't understand. Like, what you do. Like, why you're like, okay, we have all this stuff, and we need to like put it all together. But like, it's like they have this giant. When you get those giant like puzzles, and they're like the pieces are like this big, and it's like 2,000 pieces, and you're looking at it just like, yeah, I got nothing. There's all these cool pieces here, but I got nothing. But this mug is cool, right? Like you start like drawing attention to other things around you, except like to procrastinate you from the puzzle and to procrastinate you from everyone knowing that you don't know what the hell you're doing. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
It's a hell of an analogy too.
And this is all that everybody needs to know about G5 Billy, Sunbelt Billy. They decided to wear an all-black uniform with color scheme that is one of the best in the entire country.
Too much orange.
Florida has some of the best uniforms in the entire country, and they decided to go all black with that.
Right. Yeah,
and say excellence on the back.
Yeah, what is that? Like, why? Yeah. Like, you're Florida.
Yeah,
like you
act like it.
You're Florida. It's just like Luke Fickell. He wore some crap on the back of his shirt. And I'm like, dude, you're Wisconsin. Like, you don't need to do that. Like, you're not at Cincinnati. You just it's stupid. Like, I couldn't imagine. Like, it'd be like if Kalen DeBoer comes in and like wears all black uniforms at Bama and puts like commitment on the back. Like that would be stupid.
Yeah.
Because Bama doesn't need to do that. Right,
man. When Nick Saban tried to put houndstooth collars on uniform, or was that Mike Shula? When he tried to do that, everybody raised heck about that. If Kalen DeBoer decided to do an all black uniform, the tiki torches would come out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's unnecessary. Like what? Like you don't need to mess with that. It's you have Alabama has some of the most iconic uniforms in all of college football. Florida has some of the most iconic uniforms with the script gators on their helmet. The combo, like the script gator orange helmet with the blue jersey, white pants is like their most iconic look.
Okay, Alabama fans, if you're watching this, listen to me right now. I'm about to be real with you, and I'm about to tell you something that you need to hear. You have some of the best uniforms in college football, without doubt, but there is a way you can add to it and add to your university brand, and that is a white helmet.
Yeah, we've been wanting white helmets forever.
Yeah, that is in the history. That is not something that you're going around, but you can do the stormtrooper look with the white helmets, and it would absolutely be iconic. And you would get to hold all of the tradition stuff that you so much want to hold. I'm just telling you, white helmet, numbers on the side, crimson. You thank me later.
That would be sick.
That would be sick. I wish they'd do it.
Kalen DeBoer might do it.
He might do it.
Well, like when Georgia wears the black jersey, just wear the black jersey. Don't make any like fuss about it. Just wear the black jersey because it's in your color scheme. It's like it's like one of your primary colors. Just wear the black jersey. It'd be like it's like Ole Miss like wearing powder blue or navy blue. Like just wear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, see, way back in the day, Ole Miss was the first team in the SEC that even before Oregon did their thing, Ole Miss had theirs, because Ole Miss has had red and blue jerseys that they had during the same year all the way back into the 50s. That was their thing. So our tradition is being non-tradition, like the powder blue jerseys and all that. It fits with Ole Miss. Georgia would have trouble doing something like if Georgia came out in a stormtrooper with the white helmet and white pants.
Now you're speaking my language.
If they did that, but the fans would riot on that one because the silver britches got taken away.
The fans would also riot because the last time we tried something like that, we looked like Power Rangers and we got our ass kicked.
Man, Scott Cochran whenever Georgia wore the black jerseys out there for Alabama, and somebody asked him why Georgia was wearing black, and he said they're going to a funeral, and it's like, oh my gosh, just drop. And then they're like 35-0 at halftime, Alabama. Good God, that was iconic.
I was sitting with recruits. I was sitting with some recruits. I was like, oh,
yeah, that was amazing.
Guess we're not wearing these jerseys anytime soon.
And it looked great.
It
looked
did.
Absolutely fantastic.
It looked phenomenal getting our ass kicked in black jerseys.
Yeah, I know. You cannot take the result of a football game based off the look of the team that's on there. Whenever you start correlating that, Ole Miss, I actually genuinely liked Ole Miss's all gray uniforms. Does everybody remember those?
Yeah, got your ass handed to you by Auburn.
Yeah, we played Auburn with Cam Newton and Nick Saban's Alabama twice and played Georgia. And everybody's like, well, we don't win in those games. It's like, no shit. It's like,
yeah.
Come on.
But here's the thing.
We're not lining up against ULM in those jerseys.
Yeah. Here's the thing about the black jerseys that night. Like when we played Auburn, they were genuinely surprised because the black jerseys were never a thing. They were genuinely surprised. They were juiced up anyway. It was a rivalry game with Auburn. They beat the shit out of them. Hawaii didn't. We could have wore pink jerseys. It didn't matter. The Alabama game was like there was all sorts of
Alabama team went undefeated. That was a good Alabama team.
It was, but like for us to get our ass handed to us that way, there was a lot of like distraction that week about the jerseys, and there was a lot like they made a big deal about it, and I think that took a lot of some of the focus away. I don't know that we would have won had we not made a big deal about the jerseys, but I don't know that we get curb stomped because that gave some fuel to Alabama's fire.
Oh, also the 2020 road uniforms with the red pants.
That was a
throwback to the 80 team, right?
Yeah, that was a 40th anniversary 1980 jersey or uniform.
Yeah, that was fantastic too. But that's just a way that Georgia could expand everything, be completely traditional, but still look fantastic.
They could wear those pants and be traditional. They've worn white before. This is white's not non-traditional. They've worn white before. White pants, I should say.
Well, some people could argue their silver pants is practically white anyway.
They're gray. They're not even silver anymore. Like, who cares? I mean, it's a good look, but like they're not really like silver anymore. Nike doesn't really make that material anymore. If they did, they would have to go backwards in technology, which they're not doing that.
Ole Miss spent probably 10 years getting the color gray right. Because for the longest time, like when Eli was there, it was silver. And then after that, like 2008 was the first time the gray pants started to look right again.
Yeah, because Nike did the silver that silver look for everything. They didn't do
and all it is, and it's actually gray, but whenever the light hits it, and it just can't help it, the light hits it. That's made out of that reflective material, so it looks brighter than it actually is.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's the last of the silver britches. The silver britches died for Georgia in 2005 because they just turned into gray, non-reflective.
Purple shirts, yellow britches, go to hell, you sons of bitches. Wait, what?
Wait, huh?
Steve is rocking on into some. He listened to one of those Ole Miss CDs where it's like all the cheers, that you study before on your way to the tailgate.
Well, no, you can't do that one because LSU hadn't won purple shirts against Ole Miss since like the 80s. I probably showed my age there.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
The 1880s. No, they like. It was funny. I was riding. I went with Laura to my first ever Clemson game, right? And I'm riding in the car. We're going. It's Clemson versus Auburn, actually, too, which is funny. Going to the Clemson game, and they're listening to like.
Which one has a lake?
Clemson has the
okay.
lake. Clemson has a lake. Yeah, like the same school.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was yeah. So they were listening to, like, instead of just listening to just regular music like everybody else does on the way to the tailgate, they were listening to like tailgate music. They were listening to like the band.
Oh wow.
They were going through like the band's greatest hits.
Oh my gosh. That's Tigers.
And like Tiger, I heard Tiger Rack so many times.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry.
It's a cool experience though, because like you get to not that, but it, like Clemson was a cool experience. You get to leave during halftime and come back. By the way, if you do that
after the game, you apparently get to go on the field.
Yeah, that too. Cassie,
you do that in the SEC. They call the National Guard.
You get hosed literally. I never forget the year when Georgia wore that silver that was playing. They look like Power Rangers because they had like they had the silver helmet with the red accent on the face mask. Like the helmet would have looked sharp had they not had the stupid like red stuff on the face mask. And the jerseys just, I don't know. Like I don't like red on red. I just don't like red on red.
No, you're in danger of like Tennessee when they go all orange. The traffic cone.
Yeah, I don't like red. I love black on black. Black on black's a clean look. White on white is a clean look. Red on red is
not for Florida. Billy Napier.
No.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No. Florida should like Florida definitely could go Stormtrooper. Florida could go all blue. I'm okay with that.
Oh, their blue helmets. They were real close to leaning into something so freaking good looking. So close.
Georgia Tech is really up. Speaking of stupid programs, Georgia Tech's really up their uniform game.
Yes. And I am going to say that whenever we start bringing people into the SEC from the ACC and that conference gets blown up, Georgia Tech needs an invite. I'm dead serious about that. I'm going to die on that hill.
All right. They probably will. They probably will end up getting an invite.
They should. Don't let Bobby Dodd basically make Georgia Tech pay a century later.
That's Ole Miss's fault.
It is Ole Miss's fault. I did a video on it. Go to Locked On Ole Miss. It's in there. Ole Miss and State is the reason Georgia Tech's not in the SEC right now.
Mamas, don't let your babies grow. Oh, wrong song. So yeah, uniforms, dude. Like you got to get those right, man. In today's age of recruiting, like that's part of it.
Yeah, you need to do it like South Carolina right. You want to talk about a school that's gotten uniforms right? South Carolina has gotten uniforms right.
But the only thing they've gotten right.
Yeah. Man, they look good just about everything they put on.
I love that they go back to like the when they go the garnet helmet, black with garnet. That's the look that they have. Or they go all black. Those are pretty.
And whenever they do not the anniversary, the memorial jerseys for the coach that died. That's the black jerseys with the Gamecocks across the front. He's the one that brought black to South Carolina.
Okay.
And those style jerseys, those are my favorite. Kentucky's is garbage. That color blue to have that terrible of uniforms, they should be ashamed of themselves.
They're blue and white. And yeah, they should be better.
Yeah. And first of all, they shouldn't have stole the checkerboard from Tennessee.
That's hilarious.
It's like, what are you doing? Come on, man.
That's hilarious. They honestly look like Buffalo. Like if Buffalo and Kentucky played each other, I would think it's Kentucky spring game. They look the exact, like that's bad. Like you look like a MAC team.
Yeah, that color blue is just fantastic. And don't do the chrome helmets. Chrome's not in your color scheme. You're not Western Kentucky.
Do the blue chrome. Now we're talking.
Or something like that.
Like Washington and Baylor do the gold chrome finish, and it's
Baylor doesn't anymore.
No.
They basically do the matte finish now.
I like the matte finish too. I like a good matte.
Missouri's kind of fixing their uniforms too.
Missouri's coming strong in the uniform.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When they first came into the SEC, it didn't look good at all.
They looked very, very JV.
Yeah, they need to change the font on their jersey.
So did A&M. A&M needs to drop.
A&M's Adidas. I mean,
they need to drop Adidas, and like they're bringing down the stock of the SEC.
Is A&M the only Adidas school in the SEC?
Mississippi State.
Oh yeah, but that's basically the same thing.
Yeah, but there's two.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally the same design.
Yeah, Adidas doesn't have to do anything different except for just instead of they put Mississippi State instead of A&M.
Yeah.
A&M needs to lean back into their old school, like they had the giant Texas A&M with the big, just like the regular maroon helmet with a giant ATM logo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think it's hilarious that they don't lean into ATM more. Because that was essentially their identity. The ATM thing, they should just absolutely just lean into that, especially now in the NIL market. But now they're natural born predators coming into the SEC. And I can't wait for that.
Me either.
It's going to be hilarious.
Oh, my goodness.
But, yeah, they've gone even Texas has gone from more of a flatter, orange decal to now this copper looking decal.
Yeah.
They've made a little minor subtle change with their decal. It looks pretty cool. Auburn did the same thing with theirs. They have a copper outline. The orange is copper.
Ole Miss has that style as well. They changed their decal as well.
Yeah. Georgia's.
I don't know how we got on uniforms, other than the fact that it's almost April. I mean,
it's April. It relates to NIL because uniforms are important in recruiting. Let's be honest about that. Uniforms are important, and kids, that factors in. Whether you think it's ridiculous or not, it's a thing. Mm-hmm. It's why they do all those photo shoots.
Which now they can't do them at that level.
I don't know this pose. You know how they do. I don't know that pose.
I don't understand.
Or this. What's this?
Yeah. I don't know.
They do that too.
I am too old.
Players do that.
I am just past playing with a hoop and a stick.
You are. I teach high school, and I don't know this one.
I think that feels dirty.
It's like a dirty. I'm not gonna say it. Somebody's gonna clip that. But you know what I mean. You know where I'm going. But I think it is. But no one's ever been able to explain it. I was probably gonna regret it. I regretted my decision, and luckily I lucked out and didn't get a solid answer. But I asked some of our kids, I'm like, what does this mean? And they couldn't tell me.
They don't know. They just saw somebody that's famous doing it, and then they emulated it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
that's all that stems from.
They saw CeeDee Lamb going.
Yeah. I mean, old Cam did the dab, and then he started seeing a bunch of kids doing the dab, and
CeeDee Lamb looks like a mannequin.
I can see it.
Best receiver in the NFL now.
He's just on a trash team.
Mm-hmm.
Garbage.
Mm-hmm.
That's about to enter the Trey Lance era, by the way, in case you're wondering.
Yes.
Oh.
Just in case we're all on the same page here.
Oh man.
Make sure we're all.
Mm-hmm.
What about your boy Mac Jones getting traded to the Jaguars? That might be the worst spot for him to get traded to because he's never going to start.
Well,
but the flip side of that is
unless Sunshine
he's home.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence gets hurt a good bit. He's had a couple of injury issues, so. Yeah. But I don't think he got a fair. He didn't get a fair shot. I don't think it.
New England was garbage.
Yeah, I mean the first year he had a real offense coordinator. his rookie season. He had a pretty good rookie season.
He had a real defensive coordinator the second year.
Right. And then they brought in Bill Bryan.
Falling off its a place.
Yeah. Then they brought in Bill Bryan. There's no O in his name because he don't have no O. So
yeah.
Yeah, and isn't he the coach of like Boston College now?
Yeah, he just took the head coach at Boston College, Bill Bryan. Well, that must be desperate. Jeez.
Yeah. They probably win 3 games this year.
How about Ohio State? They hire Bill Bryan, and everybody's snickering and just waiting for it to happen. He ends up taking a head job, and they end up with Chip Kelly. How blessed is that?
Yeah, they dodged a major bullet there.
My
they got really lucky because I was about to be like, okay, Ryan Day, sure, go for it. Like, what are you doing?
That's nuts.
Yeah.
If Ryan Day don't win this year, then he may be fired, and Chip Kelly may get that job.
I think Chip Kelly's thinking that.
Yeah.
And then how about Vrabel? Mike Vrabel goes to Wisconsin for a hot second, and then goes to the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, screw this college crap.
Right.
Well, they're about to change the rules in college.
Yep.
Wait,
they're about to make it to where you just assign 11 recruiters, and it doesn't have to be the on-field coaches.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be the scouting department, like an NFL office.
Yeah,
exactly. Like that. I've been talking about that for a while, like about structuring staffs like that.
But the amazing thing is for this is every coaching staff in existence the last couple of years, even longer than that, has had 2 or 3 just pure recruiters on their coaching staff.
Right.
Even though they weren't the strongest the strongest assistant coaches in the world.
But those guys be recruiters.
Now you can take guys that are essentially analysts that are really strong football people, that are really strong coaches that might not be the best recruiter in the world, put those guys on the field, and you can put your recruiters in that scouting department and let them turn them loose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a huge win. That's a really good thing.
That's a big, especially now in this age, whenever high school recruiting, don't let anybody tell you that high school recruiting matters, because it does not anymore currently, because they can transfer 4 times after they get recruited out of high school.
That's got to get changed.
Yeah. So the scouting departments are probably the most important departments on the football program at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Same with the NFL. Mm-hmm. It's like the NFL model. I mean, we knew that was going to happen. It's minor. It's NFL light.
Hey, the person who brought it in was like Nick Saban.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And speaking of NFL, I seen on X a couple people talking about it. I never saw any kind of like update or anything about it, but yeah, whatever. X, Twitter, yeah. But is the NFL getting rid of kickoffs or something?
No, they're going to the XFL kickoff.
Okay, I got you.
Which there's actually going to be more kickoff returns.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah, it just won't be what it was.
It's just different. I like it. It's fun.
They're doing away with onside kicks probably.
Okay. Which
honestly, they took one of the most exciting plays in all of football and they completely dumbed them down to they were effective about 1% of the time. So
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it was dead. Like I really loved that the XFL did if you want to do an onside kick, you go for like 4th and 15.
Yeah.
And if you got it, you got to keep the ball. And if you didn't, they got the ball wherever.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
That first game is in a couple of days, March 30th, ain't it? That's XFL.
Yeah. Is Matt Corral starting?
I don't know. I
should be.
Yeah,
the quarterback room for the Birmingham Stallions is freaking ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Is that going to be your team now?
Well, it almost has to be, because me being a lifelong Tampa Bay Bandits fan, that's not an option for me. And I'm not going to root for the Memphis Showboats because screw those guys. There is no New Orleans Breakers, so I can't do the New Orleans thing. So it's almost Birmingham by default.
Yeah, sure. I got to find a team. I was kind of like, even though Greg Williams is a complete turd, I kind of liked DC a little bit. Their fans are freaking nuts, dude.
Yeah, that's the soccer stadium. And I think the UFL is going to figure out that if they go to these major MLS soccer stadiums and go on to those fields, they're going to be able to have more raucous crowds, and it's going to look more full.
It's going to look more full. It's going to feel more full because those fans are right on top of you. Like, yeah.
Because those stadiums just go straight up. They're almost like walls.
Yeah.
Speaking of soccer. Yeah. How about that U.S.-Mexico match the other night?
It's not many times I've seen a U.S.-Mexico match where Mexico just is. It might as well have been Panama out there or Costa Rica, Panama, or any lower end CONCACAF team, because the U.S. was so far superior to them in just about everything. Like that move that Christian Pulisic made that set up the last goal is one of the sickest moves I've seen on a soccer field.
And Tyler Adams just with that rocket.
Just a rocket. Yeah, it was a laser.
Guillermo Ochoa had no shot.
Yeah. And Jesse Marsh was in the booth at halftime, and he's like, I used to practice that with him. He can't do that.
Oh, man.
Well, anyway, before we get out of here, we got about 8 minutes to go. Let's do a little MLB after dark. What's your thoughts getting ready for the baseball season?
Acuna is the best player in MLB. I don't care that betting ass Shohei Ohtani can kiss my ass. That's my bet.
You want to bet?
I see what you did there. My thoughts on baseball. I'm excited about the Braves. Spencer Strider's going opening day. It'd be awesome.
What about you, Jake? You're excited about the Braves? It's weird that I'm all with Braves fans.
Yeah.
You've been with this Braves fan for a long time, Steve.
I'm excited. It kind of sucks that their opening game got canceled until Friday, but it is what it is. I'm off Friday, so I might be able to sit down and watch them. But the Braves got a really deep team, and one of the biggest offseason trades that they made was Jared Kelenic from the Mariners. He's going to play left field, I believe, and he's kind of had up and down spring, but the last couple of at bats and the last couple of games, he's done really well. So maybe his bat's starting to come on. Other than that, I think the East is the Braves to lose. Not really sold on Washington or the Mets. Phillies is going to be tough.
The Mets.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm excited about baseball. It's fun to watch. I know a lot of people don't like it, but it is fun to get amped and watch something. It's
a great background sport for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. And Spencer Strider has got nasty stuff. He comes in with 100-mile-per-hour fastball and then can throw a breaking ball that's like 80. It is just incredible. And he's been working on that this offseason too.
Yeah.
But by the end of this season, Jackson Jobe will be in the major leagues. 103-mile-an-hour fastball, 80-mile-an-hour changeup.
Yep. He's good.
He's going to start off at opening day in Double-A. Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We wear caps and sleeves here.
Sure, not much of a dresser.
Show this kid some control. He's going to kill somebody.
Steve, how do you think Detroit's going to fare this year? You think they can get to 500 at least?
I think they can. I think they have the team to where they could probably win the Central.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they're such a young team. I have doubts, but like Casey Mize, his fastball is back up to like 98 miles an hour. And then they get Jack Flaherty, and all of a sudden they got his fastball up in the upper 90s.
I saw that.
And all of these, you have like Matt Manning, who was in the rotation all of last year. He's starting out in Toledo. And they're going to pitch the shit out of the baseball over the course. They might not hit. They're going to go through hitting droughts, but they're going to pitch the ball really well. Huh?
Yeah. What does that do for them in the Central, though?
Well, last year, they had a winning record against every Central team.
Mm-hmm.
So they just need to not get boat raced by the American League East, and they'll be all right.
Yeah. Tall task.
Yeah, the East last year, they were like 17-3 or something.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they just completely owned Detroit at the beginning of the year. Like they opened the season last year at the Tampa Bay Rays, and the Rays just broke them for about a month.
Yeah.
And then by the time they got kind of right and turned it around, and by the end of the year when Skubal came back, they were a pretty good team.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
Who's on the Central? The Twins, Guardians, Tigers,
White Sox, Royals.
White Sox, Royals. Royals have not been good since they made the World Series several years
White
ago.
Sox are supposed to be special bad.
Yeah. Guardians, I don't think it's been good the last couple of years. I mean, Minnesota's about the only team that's been really good in that division.
And that's almost by default.
Right.
So
I think Detroit can make some noise.
And Detroit, let's just be honest, Detroit probably has the best uniforms in all of baseball.
No argument for me.
Yeah. Just unbelievable. You want to talk about clean uniforms? There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, do we do since we're on the uniform kick, do we do MLB uniforms after dark?
We might have to do that next week.
Yeah, I mean, we got the off season going on now.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I think there's more teams in MLB. I think we'd be better suited by just talking about the teams that don't have a good look.
I'm going to tell you something right now. Just about every night I go to sleep to the documentary Baseball, the Ken Burns documentary. And there's a video that show a black and white of the old New York Giants. You want to talk about some good uniforms? Oh my goodness. Those things, I just wish I could have seen them in color because the logo was on the sleeve.
Too bad you didn't live in New York then.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, both National League teams, the heart of the New York City, the Brooklyn Dodgers and the New York Giants, they go to California at the same time. Mm-hmm. Literally at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the San Francisco Giants, the hat looks good. Like, I like the Giants hat.
Mm-hmm.
The uniforms, they
need work.
Longer for work.
Yeah. The New York Giants, their logo looked real similar to what the New York Mets logo looked like.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of brought that over. But that was on the sleeve
with the Y that loops around the two legs.
Yeah, and it looks like, the Mets it doesn't look like the actual Mets on the jersey because they have the older style New York logo.
Screw the Mets, by the way, but they have some good looking uniforms. So.
Yeah, they do.
When they do the pinstripes with the Mets on them, those are pretty good look.
The rumor is, and I have to wait and see what happens, but the rumor is the Mets kind of ruined their black jersey.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, by taking out the white piping, the white stroke.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The Mike Piazza uniforms?
Yeah, I think the Yankees did that too. They took out the white stroke.
On the blue jersey? They don't wear
no, on the gray jersey. It's going to just be gray and navy blue, no white.
Like what Boston does sometimes with their
Okay.
Because Boston has just the script, the block Boston.
Yeah, that's the Bill Buckner uniforms, I call them.
Mm-hmm. The Buckners. Yeah. So that's lame.
I'm with you, Corey. I can't stand the Mets, but I loved back in the day watching Mike Piazza play. I mean, he was
screw him.
Really
I love how they hated Chipper Jones.
Well, yeah, he had a home run every time they played the game in
when Tom
Shea Stadium.
Mets, I know why he did, but I can't do that one. I loved beating the Mets. Like everyone's like, oh, I hate the Yankees. I don't hate the Yankees.
I don't either. That's my favorite team.
That's the New York team I hate. I don't hate. I don't like the Yankees. But I don't hate them. I'm just kind of indifferent about the Yankees. I just kind of just roll my eyes occasionally at the Yankees because I'm like, spending more money.
Before we leave, Steve.
Better. I don't know. I don't know. I think that he probably deserves a shot, but we'll find out. I don't think Kentucky hits the ball particularly well, and putting a sinker ball in on Friday, there's probably a good chance that Riley Maddox is going to win the game Friday night.
Riley? Do you know Pat Kelsey got the Louisville job, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the sharpshooter from College Charleston is probably heading up there.
Mm-hmm.
To play in the KFC Yum Center or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They've come a long way from Freedom Hall.
Yeah.
And I know we didn't talk basketball tonight, but I was so happy to see Auburn lose to a bunch of nerds.
Oh my goodness. It was that. I love it when I call stuff correctly.
Right.
And when Auburn came back and beat Ole Miss, ended up winning the game by like 20 points. I was like, Auburn's good.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to go far in the tournament.
Right.
And everybody's like,
Neville.
oh, yeah. If the tournament was in Neville Arena, they'd have a chance to win the dang thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the tournament's not played there.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness. Them having a player get ejected in the first 5 minutes of the game and then blaming on that after a full year talking about how deep Auburn was, then all of a sudden that was an excuse that one player got ejected.
Yeah.
And it's yeah.
And Corey, real quick, it looks like Georgia's going to win the NIT tournament. They're looking really good now.
Dude, trophies, man. I don't care if it's NIT. Georgia hasn't had a trophy in a long time.
Hey, wait. Are they going to play Larry Blurred?
Oh
my God, that'd be insane. That'd be fun.
That would be fun. I'm about to watch that game.
Corey, 2 minutes.
Nah.
Is it that time?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay, here we go. That time. Here we go. Starting right now. Thank you for listening to. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. All 162 of you. Deepest thank you. We are SEC After Dark again, presented by DeadSoxy and Stewart's Cajun Dill Pickles. You can catch Jake Thomas, the man to my left, your right, on Tide Talk Live. You can catch my man Stephen Willis on Locked On Ole Miss. He is, I think he does like 4 shows a day, something like that. And you can catch me as frequently as you can catch him, but I'm like doing different things. So I'm like the ADHD version of Speed, because I book in the SEC. I do the best and the worst. Bleav In Georgia Dawgs with Israel Troop, and occasionally solo when we can't mesh up our schedules and I need to get out of show. And Locked On Vandy as well. And then during the season, I'll do Illegal Motion. And then we all come together, join forces here every Wednesday night for SEC After Dark. So be a friend, tell a friend, spread the word. Like us, subscribe to us on YouTube. Find us all on social media at Jake Thomas TTS, at Coach Burton 36, at the Stephen Willis. And you can find us anywhere you get your podcast, most notably YouTube, and catch us.
And Jeb is just a dude.
Jeb is just a dude.
Mm-hmm.
We're waiting on episode number 1 for him. Then I can start talking about his podcast, but it's
eventually it's going to happen.
Eventually. Just like eventually I'm going to sign off. So we are SEC After Dark, presented by DeadSoxy and Stewart's Cajun Dill Pickles and betonline.ag. We thank you for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your week and weekend. We'll see you back here next week. We'll talk some Sweet 16, probably some more uniforms and whatever else is on our mind. Peace. Go Dogs. Anchor down.
Hotty toddy.
Roll Tide.